Everybody, welcome back to Epic Beauty Fail. I'm Jessica, and on today's video, I'm going to talk about my favorite face brushes. So this is going to be my face and eye brushes, all brushes to go with my face. I don't know why I'm waving my hands around. Whatever. Anyway, if you've ever looked behind me, I do have a desk back here. I will move to the side a little bit so that you can see, but I have a quite large brush collection back here behind me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups of brushes. And then I also have this little thing right here where I keep most of the brushes that I use on a regular basis. And when I am filming a look video, I will bring that tray up here in front of me so that I can use my most used brushes easily in front of me. So if you ever see me looking down and like pulling out brushes, that's why. I'm not sure if I was completely on screen there, but I have a lot of brushes. So by no means am I saying that I'm an expert at all. I'm not. I'm nowhere near an expert. I just really like the way brushes feel. Like, a lot. So, I love getting brushes in my bags, my beauty bags. I've said that on many occasions. But I'm also not opposed to purchasing brushes. So, I'm going to show you what my current favorite brushes are that I enjoy using at the moment. And we'll walk through and I can talk about why I like them, and I'll try not to make this video quite too long. So, all right, let's go ahead and start with powder brushes because I only have 2 of those. So I do like these 2 powder brushes at the moment. This is my favorite powder brush of all time. This is the It Brushes for Ulta. This is the Heavenly Powder Brush, and it is just a really big, like you can see it there with my palm. It is a very, very large powder brush, and it just has, it's very soft. Like it is so soft, which is why I like it. I don't use it very often because it's so big and takes up like half of my face when I use it. It doesn't really fit in a lot of my containers, which is a problem, but it's still my favorite because it is one of the softest brushes that I own, and it feels amazing. So there's that one. And then I have this one that I got in, I think it was in one of my boxes. I'm not sure if it was BoxyCharm or one of my other beauty boxes. It might have been maybe Lola or Glossy Box. I'm not sure. But this is actually a crown brush. And crown brushes I find are very hit or miss. This one I really, really like for powder because it's not quite as big as the other one. It's actually a little bit more firm than the other brush. So I do like it just to like push powder in to my face. Like I'll get some and then I'll just like push it into my face rather than like brush it. But it's very, very soft. Like in comparison, I have this other crown brush like just sitting over here because I recently washed it and it's still drying. This just isn't as soft, you know? It's not a bad brush. It's just not as soft. So it's drying right now. I did just wash some of these brushes because I wanted to show you my favorite highlighter brush. So I washed it so that not that you can really see stuff on the highlighter brush, but anyway, whatever. All right, so those are my 2 favorite powder brushes. Again, this one just because it's so soft, so soft, and this one just because it's a little bit more firm and I can just pat the powder in. All right, next I'm going to go to my concealer brushes. I know a lot of people use sponges for concealer. I don't use concealer very often because I have very dry under eyes and I'm almost 39 years old. So I am getting up there in years, getting towards midlife. And so I do, when I use concealer, typically I will use a brush. Now I do have 2 brushes here. They are both It Brushes for Ulta. So I probably should have only picked up one of them. But I do like both of them. This one's a little bit bigger of a head than this one is, but they are both similarly shaped and they're both just really soft. I really, really do enjoy my It brushes for Ulta. I have several of them. Probably the only area that I'm really falling behind, that I really just have a lot of more drugstore type products. Brushes are for my eyes. I only have 2 It brushes for my eyes. But I really do like these brushes a lot. I think the It brushes are very high quality and they're not cheap though. That's the problem. Okay. Speaking of It brushes, I'm going to go ahead into my foundation brushes. So I have 3 of them here that I use pretty regularly. I use some other ones as well, but these 3 are pretty much the ones I use on most of my videos if I'm using a brush. They are the Heavenly Luxe Flat Top Buffing Foundation. It says number 6 on it. This is an It Cosmetics brush. And it does just say It Cosmetics. I think this might be one that they sell both for Ulta but also on their own website. So I do like this. It's like a flat top kabuki almost. It says flat top buffing. And then I also have this brush. This is the Love is the Foundation brush from It Brushes. Now this does say It Brushes for Ulta. So they're 2 different like shapes, but I do enjoy both of these brushes. They're both just really soft and I like how they work on my face. And then the other one is almost identical to the buffing foundation brush. This is the Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush. So it's, again, this is the Sigma. They are very, very similar brushes, not too different actually, in the way they function and the way they feel. So they're not bad, but usually those are the 3 brushes that I am reaching for when I'm doing foundation. I'm using a brush. All right, I'm going to go on to face powder and then I will do the eye brushes last. So I have 2 brushes that I like to use for contour. You used to see this one probably a lot more than now you're seeing this one a lot more. So this is the large angled contour, the F40 from Sigma. I do actually really enjoy this for contour. For my face shape, I feel like it fits really nicely in here in my face, in my cheekbone. And then it makes, because it's nice and fluffy and soft, it does make it easy to blend out as well. So I do really enjoy this. Again, it's the F40 from Sigma. But the other brush that I found recently that I really am enjoying a lot, and I actually use it for 2 products if you've seen any of my recent makeup videos, is this flower brush. So this is actually the Flower Beauty contour brush. I believe it's the contour brush. I got this in a Walmart. They also had a powder brush, but I didn't pick that up. But this brush is so soft, and it's a drugstore. I mean, I can't believe it. This brush is so nice, and it's not very expensive. I bought it at Walmart. I really, really enjoy it. It does also have that angled shape to it. And again, it fits really nice just along my cheekbone. It is actually a little bit bigger than the one from Sigma, but it's still a nice shape for my face. Now, I do use this for contour, but then I also typically, when I use this for contour, I'm also using it for my blush typically. Recently, I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but I will use this for my contour and then I'll dip into my blush and I'll just use my blush and then I'll blend it all together so that it hopefully looks seamless. I don't know if I'm successful, but I try. So I do end up blending my blush in with my contour to try, even though they're both there, I try to make them sort of blend in a little bit. So I've been using that for both purposes. My other favorite blush brush is not actually a blush brush. It's a Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush. I believe I got this in a BoxyCharm, I think, or maybe an Ipsy, but it is considered a highlighter brush, and I like this for blush. So like, I think it fits really nice on my cheek, and I will use this for blush. Especially for a while there, I was using these 2 in tandem, this one for my contour and this one for my blush, but I feel like it fits my face really nicely. Now, my highlighter brush, typically the only highlighter brush I use, you will, like, I think I've used this one for highlighter like once or twice. It's a little bit too big for me and my face. So my favorite highlighter brush is actually another brush I bought at Walmart. This is from Royal and Langnickel. This is the Highlight and Glow BMD 265. I got this at Walmart in, I think it might have been a kit. I think I might have gotten this in a set because I have this powder brush here from Royal and Langnickel. This is not my favorite powder brush, but I will use this if I'm just looking for a small powder brush. But this is my favorite highlighter brush. I use this for highlighter religiously. And what's funny is I was using this for a while and I didn't realize it until, I don't know, I was using this for maybe a month or two. This is also the highlighter brush that Emily Noel uses, if you're familiar with her. Anytime she's doing a look video and she's doing highlighter, she's typically using this brush. But I love it. It just fits perfectly along my face, along my cheekbone. And it looks really, really nice. It works really, really well too. It doesn't pick up too much product. It doesn't pick up too little product. But this is the one I had to wash because I use it all the time. Like every time I do my highlighter. I was doing this face of makeup and I didn't want to use any of these brushes because I didn't want them to be dirty for this video. So that's why I wash my brushes here too. But I was using this brush here for highlighter just for this look. And I just don't like it. I'm so used to using this Royal and Langnickel brush that it's hard for me to use another brush to do highlighter. I love this brush. It's in Walmart. Check it out. All right. Eye brushes. I use a lot of different eye brushes. I'm constantly getting them in Ipsy. I love them. Actually, that's probably the most brushes that I think I have. Like I have this little container here is eye brushes, and then most of the brushes that are in the little tray are also eye brushes, not to mention the ones that I have sitting in front of me. So I'm going to mention just a couple that I have, and then I actually have 2 sets of eye brushes in front of me that I really, really enjoy. So I have this little brush from Flower Beauty. This actually came with their eyeshadow set. I got 2 of them because I have 2 of the eyeshadow palettes. And this is really soft and it's really nice. It's a nice size. I really like this brush a lot for a free brush in an eyeshadow palette. I think it's the only one I've ever kept, and I have both of them and I use both of them. I really do enjoy this brush. It is super soft and it fits really nice on my eye. Then I have these 2 brushes here. This is the Luxie 205 tapered blending brush. This is the Royal and Langnickel. This is the Moda Pro line, the BMX 430 crease brush. They are similar sizes, but they are not exactly the same cut. The Luxie brush is more of a flat topped brush and the Royal and Langnickel is more rounded. But I do usually use these, like I use this for a crease, and then I use this for like all over color or just to work into my crease as well. But I do like both of these. Luxie is a brand that I really do like. I've never bought anything from them, but every brush I get from them in my beauty boxes, I really enjoy. Okay, we're getting down to the end. I have 2 sets of eye brushes that I want to mention. So the first one is my Sigma set. I bought this from the Sigma website. I do really enjoy this. I also have like a BH Cosmetics set that I bought that is nowhere near as soft as this. I know there are some people who just absolutely adore the BH Cosmetics brushes, but this is way softer. I really, really like these. So I have the E40 tapered blending. This is the large shader E60, which is probably the only one I don't really use very often. This is the E70 medium angled shading. The pencil brush E30. The eye shading E55, and then this is a small angle brush E65. So these are all of my little Sigma ones. I do have a couple more actually in the cup behind me, but this is just the kit that I bought, the whole set that I bought, and I do really enjoy these. They're super soft. I really, really like that. I will tell you though that my favorite eye brushes actually really surprised me. I was on a kick a couple of months ago and I was buying brushes like all the time. I just really like brushes. They're so soft. But I was on Hot Look or Houtlook. I'm not sure exactly how they pronounce that. And Makeup Geek was actually on there. And they had brushes. Now, I was not aware that Makeup Geek sold brushes. I knew they sold makeup, but I didn't know they sold brushes. And I was like, okay, well, I'll buy them because I was on this kick. I wanted to find really super soft brushes. And I was like, okay, I'll buy them. I want to try them. I actually bought a couple of Morphe brushes, which I have not really used yet because they're a little bit too big for my purposes. But these are amazing. These are what they look like. And they actually have really helped me. Like this one right here, they don't have numbers on it, but this one right here has stamped on it outer V brush. And I've never been successful in darkening up my outer V until I use this brush because it's the perfect size for my eye to darken the outer V. Like this is just the perfect size for me. I have the foiled eyeshadow brush. I love this. This works fantastically. The soft dome brush, again, perfect fit for my eye. I love this brush. Then there's the smaller one. This is the defined crease brush. Again, perfect size for my eye. I love it. The pencil brush. Now this one is a little bit on the small side, but it's so soft. It's just so soft. It fits so nicely in the inner corner. I could probably use this one, which is actually the small crease brush. And I love that I have 3 different size crease brushes in this kit. But this one is probably more like the size for my inner eye. And then this one is the pointed crease brush. So I've got the small crease brush, the pointed crease brush. That's a pencil one. That's the defined crease brush. And then this one is the soft dome brush, which I would also use for my crease. But I have really, really enjoyed using this kit. Now, I don't even know what this is made of. I don't know if it's synthetic or natural. When you're buying stuff on HauteLook or HauteLook, you don't actually get very much of a definition of what it is. I could probably look it up on their website, but I never did. But I really, really enjoy this brush set a lot. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I'm really enjoying it a lot. There's other brushes that I've gotten that I just haven't really tried yet. Like I got a Wayne Goss brush in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. I haven't tried that yet. I'm a little nervous to try that because it is natural hair and I don't want to ruin it when I wash it. I know, stupid, right? Anyway, just as a quick addendum to this video, I know it's not a brush. My favorite sponge is the Flower Beauty sponge. This thing is, I mean, it looks tiny. I have a new one here too because this one's like as many times as I've used it and washed it, because I wash these every time I use them. I'm just not getting any of the staining out anymore. Like the bottom is kind of stained with foundation because I've been using this pretty much ever since I started 5 days of foundation. So I've been using this all the time. This is what it looks like brand new, bright purple. And I think it's like $8 or $9. Again, you buy this at Walmart. But this brush, when you can see how small it is right now, when you wet it, it gets like that big. It's like doubles in size and it's so squishy. Like right now it's kind of stiff because it's dry, but when you get this thing wet, it gets so squishy and so soft. And like you can hold it and jiggle it and like the whole thing jiggles like pudding. I mean, it is so soft. I have not been able to use another sponge since I've started using this one. Now, I will say this though, I have a whole bag of sponges back here. So like this whole thing is filled with sponges and like I need to try something. Like this one's still in its package. I don't even know where some of these came from. Like I don't even know. I have some like True Beauty blenders. That's a True Beauty blender. It's got little stuff all over it from the puff balls. I even have one of these. I have the Real Techniques one. I think I have one of these ones from L'Oreal, and I was using this one, but I'll be honest with you. Actually, I have 2 from L'Oreal. I don't know why I have 2. I don't know. But I'll be honest with you. I honestly think that the Flower Beauty one is better than this one. I think it's L'Oreal. A lot of people rave about this, but I personally really like the Flower Beauty sponge better. So that's my favorite sponge. So there you have it. There are all my favorite brushes that I'm using right now. I don't know what I'm going to be using tomorrow or the next day or next month or next year. But for right now, these are my favorite brushes, the ones that I'm using. I think most of them are relatively well priced. I have a lot of drugstore brands, Royal & Langnickel, Flower Beauty, Crown brushes are fairly inexpensive. Flower sponge. Even the Sigma ones, if you buy like a kit, and they always have sales, like always, they always have sales. Another Royal and Langnickel. So, and then I do like the Sigma ones, like I said, always have sales. The Makeup Geek, I can't tell you how expensive these are. I don't remember how much I paid for it on Hotlook. I've never bought anything from their website. But yeah, I do like, I do really like it Cosmetics brushes. So anyway, these are my favorite brushes at the moment. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up down below. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit the red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the little bell to notify you when I do upload new videos. And if you have any comments, leave those in the comment section down below. I would love to read them. What are your favorite brushes? Are there any that I should be trying that I haven't tried? Lord knows I have a ton of them back here. Yeah. I have some Sonia Kashuk brushes. I think those might be real hair though. And that's why I don't use them very often. I don't know. Anyway, I have some Wet n Wild brush, all sorts of brushes, all sorts of brushes. So I do hope you enjoyed this video though, and I will see you on the next Epic Beauty Fail. Bye.